Hey everybody, happy Friday. It's Feel Good Friday, which is my very favorite day of the week, and I'm so glad to see so many of you. Hello, Sandy. Hi, Dawn. How are ya? Anita's here. Hello, hello. Hey, Wendy. What's up, my friends? I hope everybody is staying warm. It is still pretty cold here. There was some snow blowing around outside. Nothing that's sticking, unfortunately. Unfortunately for me, because I know that some of you all are like, you can have all the snow. And we always talk about it. But I mean, it's because I'm wishing for it. I'm wishing for your snow. Please send it my way. But yeah, it's kind of chilly here and just kind of cloudy. If it's going to be chilly and cloudy, I think it just snow should be part of that, right? I mean, that's logical. Hey, Linda, how are you? Hi, Mary. I'm so good to see. I'm so good to see it, really. I'm so glad to see you. I don't know what's happening right now. Oh my goodness. Kathy's here from Ohio. Hello, hello. How are you? All right. So it is Feel Good Friday, which is my very favorite day of the week. We're going to get right into things. I don't want to waste too much time here because it's Friday. You've got other things to do and you're letting me be a part of your afternoon, at least for a little while. And if you'd like to see me later again, please be sure to set your reminders for 4 p.m. Eastern time this afternoon over on artbeads.com. I will be live over there. We're having a little seed bead sale, and I'll be putting together a really pretty necklace, just some pretty designs that are Valentine's Day inspired. So if you'd like to come and hang out, I would love for you to be a part of that live. That is again at 4 p.m. Eastern over on artbeads.com. But for now, you got me right here. You got me right here for Feel Good Friday, which is all about fun and easy instant gratification jewelry. And everything that you see in today's show is available as a kit that you can purchase over in my Etsy shop. My team is here in the comment section, both on Facebook and YouTube, and they are dropping links to those kits to make it really easy for you to shop on those. However, if you'd like to just go over to my Etsy shop anytime you want to, you can shop on kits from today and from previous. I'm trying to be so professional today, and my mouth is just not cooperating. I give up. Not only are there kits in the shop from today's Feel Good Friday show, but previous Feel Good Fridays as well. And there are also finished pieces. So if you're interested in grabbing up some finished pieces that I've made, they are in the shop as well. Just be sure that when you're shopping, you don't mind double checking, so I don't have to double check for you. I mean, I don't mind to, but you should double check, because if it is a kit, it says kit in the actual description, like in the title of it. If it doesn't say kit, it's a finished piece of jewelry. I can't tell you the number of times that I've had people buy a finished piece of jewelry and send me a message and they were like, I thought this was a kit. It happens. So just be careful if you're just perusing the Etsy shop, okay? But otherwise, my team is here dropping links to make it extra easy for you. So easy peasy, no problems. All right. Now, Sandy said, this is Feel Good Friday. You don't have to be a professional. I know. I don't even know why I try. I know. And you guys know me better than that anyway. What you see is what you get with me, and the mistakes, they just keep it real. Keep it real. Okay, so for our Feel Good Friday show, as I mentioned, fun and easy instant gratification. We do easy things on Fridays, guys. We do not get bogged down by technique. I want you to be inspired. I want you to go into your weekend feeling good. I want you to go into your weekend feeling like you can make pretty jewelry, and you don't have to do anything other than the basics. We stick to those basics. We stick to basic stringing, basic knotting. We're doing some square knots today. We do basic wire work, excuse me, which is usually wrapped loops or simple loops. So we keep it very, very basic, but the jewelry is always beautiful. There is so much color in today's show. All of these kits are amazingly colorful. I cannot wait to show them to you, and I hope that you guys enjoy all of those. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn you around. I have 3 bracelets and 2 necklaces. We're going to do a lot of stringing, a little bit of wire working, a little bit of wrapped loops, and some macrame. So let's do it, shall we? We're going to flip the camera around and get right into it. All right. Yes, 2 is our superhero today. She's doing double duty. Double duty. All right. Oh, I love you, Carol. I'm so glad you're here. All right, all right. So, how shall we start? Really, I'm telling you, words are just hard today. Let's start with something just Love Day inspired, shall we? Let's put together a beautiful crystal and pearls bracelet because it just makes me happy. I'm going to pull up the pictures on my phone so that I don't accidentally put these together in the wrong order because I do like to keep things in a certain order. Look at this. So these are prestige. You guys know when I say prestige, you know what I'm saying. That's the S word. Crystals and pearls for this beautiful little bracelet that we're going to put together. This is a pretty little stringing project. I do have two little dangles for this. I'm going to set those to the side. The clasp for this is a really beautiful little box clasp in a little, it looks like a bead almost, right? With some almost like melon type design here on it, but you just slide that right on in there. I don't know, I thought it was pretty. Okay, so we've got our pearls here, and we have a combination of cubes and seed beads and some bicones, and I'm just going to try to separate those out in advance. I keep all of these little things in these little containers, these little clear containers, while I'm separating this out. And I sort all of this out before the shows, obviously, when I'm taking the pictures of everything and all of that. Well, I also have two cats that, I know you guys know that I have dogs, but I also have two cats, and one of them came into the office last night after I had sorted through everything and just jumped in just the right spot. She didn't jump on the kits, but she jumped in just the right spot to knock the kits off. And I was like, I am never going to find those seed beads again. So if we're missing anything today, I know exactly what happened. Okay, so I'm going to thread on my crimp to the end of my bead string wire, and then I'm going to thread on my wire guardian. Carol said, yep, I know you got cats. I remember when the screen fell over on top of you. Yeah, that was Greta, my office manager. She is definitely a sassy one. That's for sure. Everybody, if you've got more than one cat, they all have such different personalities, but it seems like everybody that I know that has more than one cat has one that is just like super laid back and friendly, and the other one that is just nothing but sassy pants, right? Do you guys who have more than one cat, do you have a sassy pants cat? If you've got more than one, or maybe the one you have is a sassy pants, I don't know, but that seems to be the case. Okay, so now we're going to get ready to do our pattern. So we're going to thread on a seed bead, then we're going to do a bicone, Leah says her husband calls the older cat the supervisor. That sounds about right. We're going to do one of our pearls. Now the pearls come in two different sizes here. So most of them are this size, and then you have one, not most of them, all of them except one are this size. The biggest pearl is going to go in the middle. I could really make more sense if we're not multitasking here. All right, so we've thread that on. Now we're going to thread on a seed bead. Okay, then we're going to do a small cube. Then we're going to do a seed bead and a large cube, seed bead, small cube. So I'm going to drop this down, show you. Go ahead and pop another seed bead on there because I know it needs one. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Okay, then we're going to do a bicone, a pearl, and a bicone again. Now these don't have the seed beads in between them. That's why it's important to pay attention to the pattern, because if you start putting this together and try to pop a seed bead in between all of them, you're going to run out of seed beads. So just, you know, you can always refer back to the picture, and you can always put this together however you want to. But if you're trying to recreate it exactly like it was in the show, remember that the seed beads don't go between every single bead. Okay. All right, then we're going to do our cubes again. So we're going to do a small cube, seed bead, large cube, seed bead, small cube, seed bead. All right, and I'm going to drop that down. Okay. Then we're going to thread on our largest pearl. This is going to be the center of our bracelet. This is such a pretty bracelet too. I think this would be such a beautiful gift for somebody, maybe just for yourself if you wanted to give yourself a gift. There we go. But what a pretty Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day, which is kind of what we're celebrating over on Art Beads this afternoon, is Galentine's Day. For giving gifts to your girlfriends, because you know you gotta take care of your bestie on Valentine's Day. All right, now we're just going to repeat our pattern. So we're going to do small cube, seed bead, large cube, seed bead. Trying to get that all in there with one. Small cube, seed bead. Okay, then we're going to do bicone, pearl. Bonnie says, wow, this is beautiful. I know, it's so pretty. Bicone. The pictures a lot of times don't do these designs justice. You got to see them in action. All right, cube, seed bead, large cube, seed bead, small cube, seed bead, and then we're going to do our pearl. Okay. Oh, wait, not a pearl. We got to do our bicone. I left out the bicone. Bicone, pearl, bicone, seed bead. All right, that's going to finish off the bracelet. Okay. Now, you also have, in addition to this, 2 extra bicones. These extra bicones are large. Okay. I'm going to use those as dangles. However, if you need this bracelet to be a little bit bigger, you can add these bicones, and I personally would put them, since the smaller bicones are on either side of the smaller pearls, I would actually take these larger bicones if I needed my bracelet to be longer, and I would pop them on either side of this larger pearl, because it just kind of makes sense as far as the pattern is concerned. So if you don't like the dangles, save them for earrings, but if you need a longer bracelet, use them in the design and put them right next to your larger pearl if you want to, or anywhere else you want. But I just thought that kind of made sense. So, all right, now we are going to crimp. So we're going to thread on our crimp bead and then our wire guardian. Yes, Carol, for breast cancer awareness, this would be an absolutely beautiful, beautiful gift, or just one to wear to show your support, or if you're a warrior. All right. So now making sure, just like always, that our wires are not crisscrossing inside there. Place that into, the back notch of your crimper tool. Give that a squeeze. And then turn it sideways, put it into the front notch of your crimper tool, and give that a squeeze. Then you're going to come in with your cutter and you're going to trim off the excess. All right, now let's do our little dangles before we attach everything. Okay, so each one of these bicones, if you are going to use those as dangles, you're going to thread on your bicone onto a head pin, and then you're going to come in with your chain nose pliers. You're going to grab that wire, give it a bend over the top of the pliers. Then you're going to come in with your round nose pliers, up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then you're going to wire wrap in that space. Hey, Sherry. 3 wire wraps. Don't try to push for 4 because this is a bicone and you might break it. So 3 wire wraps is all I had room for. I'm going to come in with my cutter tool and trim off. If you need to tuck in your ends, use your pliers gently to squeeze that to tuck that in. You're going to do that to both of your larger bicones. And then we're going to add those to our bracelet. So we've got a jump ring here. I'm going to add my 2 dangles. I'm going to attach that to one of the wire guardians. And then I'm going to thread, well, I'm going to go ahead and close that. No, I was just leaving that jump ring open for, I don't know what reason, thinking I was going to do something else. I'm going to use this jump ring right here to attach to that jump ring. Okay, and then I'm going to add my clasp. So I'm going to thread that on. Close that back. And then my clasp on the other side with this jump ring. So opposite side of this is the loop. And right there. And I'll show you one more time how this clasp works, just in case. But just so you can see, there is our beautiful Love Day bracelet with all of our gorgeous prestige crystals and pearls. So you can see the clasp. See how it's got that little, it's almost like a little button that's sticking up. So you just pinch it and it slides open, and then you pinch it and slide it in, and you'll hear it snap. And there you go. And it looks like a bead, which I think is what makes it really pretty, because it really just kind of blends into the design. But there you go, guys. So there is our Love Day design. I hope that you all love that. So, so pretty. All right, let's move on to another bracelet, shall we? Let's do something in yellow, because I know yellow can be really scary. But guys, this is such a beautiful, soft yellow. Now, I've done the majority of the stringing in advance. In fact, I've done all the stringing on this one in advance, but I'm still going to show it to you. So what you have here in your kit is you're going to have 3 pieces of cord in this beautiful cream color, okay? And you are going to thread on to one of those your prestige bicones and your cat eye beads. This is jonquil yellow. It is a very soft, buttery, it's a really lovely pastel yellow. This is not a scary yellow. This is a yellow that looks beautiful on all skin tones. Okay. This is not one of those crazy in your face. This is a beautiful yellow. So you're going to alternate those gorgeous crystals. Look at how those crystals sparkle. Those beautiful crystals with your cat eye beads that have that awesome, they just have that, what is the word I'm looking for? It's a shift really inside. And then you're going to do a second strand that is your cubes with more of those bicones. Okay. And what I've done is I've tied a knot. So I've dropped my beads to the center. It looks green. It's not, I promise it's yellow. That's crazy. It is 100% yellow. This camera, I'm telling you, you just never know. But you're going to, you're going to tie a knot on both ends. Don't tie them together like I have in the picture. I don't think that it sits very well if you do that. So tie a knot on both ends to keep your beads in the middle. Now, clearly this is not long enough to make a full bracelet. So that's why I want to tie those beads in there so they don't roll around back and forth on the rest of the length of this. Then you're going to take your 2 ends and we're going to make an adjustable bracelet out of this. So we're going to take our 2 ends going this direction and our 2 ends going this direction. And we're going to do like we did earlier this week. We're going to do a clasp with more cord, making square knots. And this is going to be adjustable. So I'm going to use my tying station just because it's a little bit easier for me and I don't have any tape to tape this down on my my work surface. However, use whatever you've got to secure this to make your life a little bit easier. You definitely want to be sure that your cords are running in opposite directions. So 2 of them should be going one way and 2 of them should be going the other way. Okay. And then we're just going to do a little section of square knots. Goodness, this one keeps coming undone. Right in there. Now, I know that's a small section, but we don't need a lot. This guy needs to get in there and stop moving around on me. There we go. Okay. So I have 2 going this way and 2 going the other way. I'm going to take my third piece of cord and I'm just going to tie a square knot. Now, if there's a knot that you prefer over the square knot for this section, I definitely recommend doing whatever it is that makes you comfortable. You can actually do our little tushy knots right here if you want to, but I am going to do square knots. So just a quick refresher on the square knots. They happen in 2 steps. First step, you start on the right, you take your right cord and make a P shape. I'm working in a very small area here in the tying station, which is kind of difficult. Your left cord, you're going to cross over that, and then you are going to go behind and up through that P shape that you made on the right, and you're going to pull. Now, when you do an adjustable section like this, like we talked about on Tuesday, you don't want to pull super, super tight because you need to be able to have, number one, you do need to make sure your knot is secure, but you need to not pull it too tight so that these cords that are on the inside can slide around. That's what's going to make this truly adjustable. So, all right, then we're going to do our P shape on the left, and our left cord, or I'm sorry, our right cord is going to go behind and up through, and then you're going to pull. So that's the second step. That's the second part of that knot. I'm actually going to slide this down a little bit because it's driving me crazy. Not a lot of room there. Okay, now you can do as many of these as you want to, but if you are curious about the math between the length of your bracelet versus the amount of space that you make your adjustable section, please refer back to our live on Tuesday, where I broke down all of the true measurements for your adjustable bracelets, because I think a lot of people miss that information. So I'm going to do about 5 square knots right here. You can do as many as you want or as few as you want. I definitely recommend doing at least 3 to make it nice and secure. But then after 3, it is really just about the overall size and adjustability. So keep all of that in mind. I don't know what is happening here. I've done 3 knots. I need to do 2 more. Come on now. And we're going to do this adjustable thing on another bracelet here in just a second. So we get this all set, we're going to do this again here in just a minute. The only thing about this is that it's tricky when you have fingernails and when you're working in such a small section on your tying station. But this is going to create, oops, and it's also a little slippery. It's going to create some nice adjustability, which means that this is going to accommodate a lot of different sizes. I am on the struggle bus here, so I'm going to give up. I'm going to stop right there. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to trim. And where's my lighter? Oh, no, I was about to say Q must have taken it so he knew I wouldn't get hurt. wouldn't set anything on fire. I'm going to trim on one side, and then I'm going to melt. Use a thread burner here if you prefer. You're just going to melt that down and tap it. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you're going to trim and melt. And tap that down. Okay. Hey, that's enough. All right, we're going to take this off. And now you can see what we want is we want both strands of this bracelet to be the same length. So before you cut anything off, okay, make sure that your strands are both the same length. Pull your adjustability all the way up. Pull your adjustability all the way out, just to make sure that you've got plenty of room in there. Remember that part of the string of this is part of the design. So those beads are not enough, right, to fill up the entire bracelet. Then you're going to take your 2 ends on either side. You're going to tie an overhanded knot with those. This is what is going to stop your ends from slipping inside your adjustable section, right? You want to try to do both sides the same length if you can, or at least as close as possible. Okay. So those are about the same length. I'm going to cinch that knot down, and then I'm going to trim. And you have a beautiful double strand bracelet, and it's adjustable. And this is such a beautiful springtime yellow. It's adjustable, so you can put it on, open it up to get it on, and then tighten it on your wrist to make it whatever size you want it to be. Or if you want to put this in your shop or in your craft booth, it really will help to accommodate a lot of different sizes. And it is just so pretty. I don't know why it's looking green on camera, but I promise it is absolutely beautiful, soft, soft yellow. Wanda said the cat eye beads have chatoyancy. She learned that from Sam. That is a fancy word. But yes, that is exactly what they have. Chatoyancy. That's fancy. All right, let's do another bracelet, shall we? And then we'll do 2 necklaces. Now, this is my favorite bracelet in the show today. I have a finished version of this and then a half done version of this just to kind of save a little bit of time. I want to show you the finished piece, and we need to talk about it for just a second. So this is another adjustable bracelet. This is in a beautiful rainbow. I absolutely adore this. I think this is so much fun. What a beautiful friendship bracelet. It has like this beautiful hot pink cord. If you don't like the hot pink cord, you could swap it out for something that you have in your own stash. I do like the pink though. There's a beautiful freshwater pearl in the center, and then the rainbow goes outwards. Now, one of the things that I want you to know about this is that this is a very big bracelet. There is, like, you can even tell just from looking at this, it is going to open up really big. And then when you close it, if you have all of the beads included, you got a big bracelet. So this is going to fit anybody who's got a larger wrist. Okay. However, if this is too big for you, you can take beads away. And it doesn't really change the design up a whole lot. So for me, for this to probably fit me, I would probably need to take out these 2 beads on the ends and it just end in my purple. So my purple wouldn't go purple, light purple, pink. It would just end in the purple. Or if you wanted to take out something else, you could take out one of the blues. You could take out this kind of orange color, right? And just go from red to yellow. Or you can take out your green. So you can adjust this before you commit, okay? Because this is a big bracelet, but I wanted to be sure that this was going to fit everybody, okay? All right, now it is a very, very simple design. It goes together basically the same way that our yellow bracelet was going to go or went together. So you're going to tie a knot to make sure your beads don't go anywhere. Each bead has a little seed bead in between it. I have done half of the bracelet already. We're going to do the other half together. Our beautiful freshwater pearl goes in the center. And you do have to be a little patient. If you have not stiffened the end, oh goodness, of your cord. Now to stiffen the end would be much helpful, more helpful if my scissors were extra sharp. Oh, come on. Stiffening the end of your cord makes this process a whole lot easier. You can use clear nail polish, glue, or you can use a little DNA. All right. Now, that goes in the middle. From the outwards point from that, you're going to do seed beads. and then your check fire polish. So we've got our dark red, our seed bead, our softer red. Oops. Okay, seed bead. And everything does fit. You just have to, you know, you just got to be a little patient. The pearl is always the bead that I've had the most trouble with when making this. It's not been the seed beads. This cord is nice and thin, but sometimes the pearls are a little tricky. It does work though. Oops. All right, so now we're going to go into the green. So I've got a lighter green here, seed bead, our dark green. Hi, Angela. Okay, our seed bead. And just because I did this in like as close to rainbow transition as I could get it, you don't have to do that. You could literally just put these beads on any pattern that you wanted to. You don't have to do it in the pattern that I used here. You can come up with your own pattern. You've got 2 of each one of the beads. So please get creative if you want to. The colors are just bold and beautiful and fun. So I don't think anybody is going to have any trouble coming up with something fun for this one. It's just such a beautiful, I don't know, it makes me really, really happy. There's something about it that just, I can't help but smile. And I think it's just all of the color that is in this. I don't necessarily think that it's the design itself, though I do love the pearl in the middle. But I don't know, there's just something overwhelmingly happy about all these colors together. All right. Y'all are funny. I don't know about amazing, but I gotta tell you, I don't feel particularly amazing on Wednesdays when I'm trying to put kits together and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're probably so tired of seeing this. This seed bead does not want to go on. Hold on, a little DNA. Put a little DNA on it. All right. That'll do. That'll do. Yep, made a huge difference. All right, and then the pink. I don't feel amazing when I am struggling to come up with different things because it's hard, right? I do 5 to 6 of these kits a week, every week, plus the lives that I do on Tuesdays, plus the live I do on Friday afternoons with art beads. So it's a lot of things I got to come up with in one week, every week of my life. So it can be hard. It can be hard. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot to cinch these down. And then guess what? We're going to do that adjustable thing again. So if you need to see that again, oh gosh, I'm just going to create a avalanche of desk things here. And I use my beading awl to get this nice and tight up next to the bead so there's not any wiggle room there. But we're going to do the same thing again. So we're going to crisscross those cords, right? One going in one direction, one going in the other direction. We're going to take a third cord. Gina, you're funny. Gina's one of my favorite people. I love Gina. Gina sends me special messages every week to encourage me and make me feel good. And it works, particularly when I'm having a yucky Wednesday trying to come up with things and not feeling too good about myself. So I love it. Okay, so our third cord goes behind those, and we're just going to do the exact same thing like we did with the yellow. So we're going to start our square knot, P shape on the right, which I know is kind of tricky to see here in the beginning because, you know, it all just looks like a bunch of cords and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Okay. Then we're going to do our backwards P shape on the left. Okay. I'll pull that down. Thank you, Maria. I think it's a pretty bracelet too. I really do. It's nice and happy. Everybody's color is in this bracelet. Like if you're a pink person or a blue person or a purple person, it's in there. All right. And then you're just going to continue. Okay. And you're going to do as many of these as you want to, again, taking into consideration the adjustability, the size, and all of those things. For this one, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 knots here. Okay. And so I'm not gonna make you sit through all of that with this one, but you would go through the same steps just like we did with the yellow bracelet a second ago. Then you have 2 smaller little 4mm fire polish. Everybody's are going to be a different color because I didn't have a ton of the little 4mm fire polish. So but they all match your bracelet. I used these instead of just tying a knot. I used these as my little stoppers. So I tied a knot, thread on my 4mm, and then another knot. And you can see those are going to be your little stoppers. So when you pull this like that, your knot in your bead is going to keep you from losing your cords inside your adjustable section. So, and then they're just like a big knot where you can hold on to them to pull this down smaller. So that is our rainbow friendship bracelet. I love it. Again, Valentine's Day is coming up. You got to take care of your bestie. Or maybe you just like this one for yourself. I know I have so many people in my life that love rainbow everything. So, my daughter in particular, she's like rainbows and outer space. Those are her things. So, if you've got somebody or you just love it and it makes you happy, this is going to be a great one for you. So there you go. All right. Sandy says also can be considered dangles. Yes, ma'am. Those are our little dangles. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. Now I have 2 necklaces to show you guys that are both very different from each other. One is just a stringing project. I'm going to save that one and we'll do that one at the end. We're going to do the one that is not just stringing first. So this is going to be our Tanzanite and teal necklace. This one is kind of different, but a lot of fun. I like it. Got some leather with this one, but the colors, I think, is what my favorite part of this is. Look at that deep, rich purple. Oh, love that so much. We have some prestige crystals here, as well as some check glass drops. So we're going to create a really interesting little look here. Pull everything out of here to show you. All right, so we're going to do a little chain section, okay, with chain, our beads, chain, and some beads. That's going to transition into our rich brown leather, okay? So one of those sides is already done for us. We're going to do the other side together. So I'm going to set those beads right there. But our focal, this is where the fun is. So our focal, we're going to take some check fire polish in that beautiful Tanzanite purple with the AB finish and the bicones, and we're going to create these little dangles, okay? And we're going to do 4 of these, and we're going to line these up side by side. And then we're going to run an eye pin through them with some seed beads to create this cute little, it almost looks like a flag or like a flat tassel. I don't really know how else to describe it. It's very flag-like, though that doesn't sound very cool necessarily. I promise it's going to look pretty though. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we are going to do our dangle on the bottom. So we're going to take our drop and we're going to drop that down onto a head pin, and we're going to do a wrapped loop. I would use, that's a really good question. What should you cut stainless steel chain with? I cut stainless steel chain with either my, where are they at? Of course, you would ask that question, and I don't have them right in front of me. I have special cutters just for cutting thick gauge wire. They are yellow handled. They look just like my blue ones, but they have a yellow handle instead. They are specifically designed for cutting tempered steel, memory wire, things like that. Don't use these. Use the yellow ones. If you use your regular cutter, you're going to damage the blade. So the yellow handled, oh, here they are, or your memory wire cutters. These are specifically made for, mine are really dirty, don't judge me. These are specifically made for that. If you use a standard cutter, you're going to destroy the cutter tool. So don't do that. You got to have heavy duty cutters for that. And if you don't want to spend the money on either the memory wire cutter or the Italian cutter with the yellow handles, and I will deny saying this later, but you can go to the hardware store and grab yourself a side cutter. And it may not be an official jewelry making tool, but we won't tell. We won't tell anybody. All right, there's my wraps loop on my drop. I'm going to take an eye pin. Okay, I'm going to open up the eye, and then I'm going to thread on that wraps loop that we just created, and I'm going to close that back. Then I'm going to thread on 3 of the check fire polish. Okay. Then I'm going to thread on 1 of my prestige bicones, and then 3 more of the fire polish. And then we're going to do a simple loop on the top of this. Okay. So we're not going to do a wrap loop here. We're going to do just a simple loop. And my simple loop is going in the same direction as the loop on the bottom of this. So not my wrap loop. My wrap loop is facing towards me. Simple loop is facing away from me. So this one is going to be as well. So I'm going to grab the beads, hold on to them. I'm going to bend the wire right where it is exiting the bead. And then I'm going to come in with my cutter tool, and I'm going to trim off, and I'm going to leave myself about 1/4 of an inch of wire. And then I'm going to use my round nose pliers, and I'm going to roll back to create a simple loop at the top. Okay. And I'm going to do that to create 4 of these really cool little dangles. Then I'm going to take an eye pin, and with the eye pin, I'm going to thread on, whoops, 2 seed beads. Also want to try to make your eye pin as straight as possible, just so it doesn't look silly. Okay, so 2 seed beads. Then I'm going to thread on the loop of 1 of my dangles, 2 more seed beads, the loop of another dangle, 2 seed beads, loop on a dangle, 2 seed beads, my 4th dangle, and then 2 seed beads. Okay, then you're going to do a simple loop on the end. I love this design. It makes me really happy too. All right, bending the wire, coming in with our cutter, trimming, leaving ourselves about 1/4 of an inch of wire, and then using round nose pliers to roll back. Okay, so we have our simple loops on the ends, and we have this beautiful little dangle section in this gorgeous purple and teal combo that I think is stunning. I love this color combination. Really, really beautiful. Okay, then we need to create our little chain section. So if you'll remember, our chain has a little piece of chain and then our beads, little piece of chain and then some beads. So we're going to repeat that. We're going to take an eye pin and we're going to thread on. Oh no, we're missing a bicone. I knew I didn't save all the beads. Okay. I knew something like that was going to happen after the cat came and plopped her sassy self down. Okay, hold on. I got to find another bicone. I would imagine it's probably on the desk somewhere. However, You may need to just grab one out of my stash. Hold on. I'm coming back, I promise. You know that as I clean the office, I will find that bicone. Probably in the most bizarre location ever. Nope. Where are the beads at? Oh my goodness. Alright, one more place to look. Hooray! Found one. Okay, sorry guys. Okay. There we go. This is going to be somebody's kit, so I have to be sure that I have all the beads. I don't want anybody to miss out. All right, so now I'm going to come in with my pliers, and I'm going to do a simple loop. Yes, Wanda, she was definitely working on a project yesterday and decided last night that she needed to dump out all of my little separated kit containers. You know, just for fun. Okay, so now we're going to take our little chain pieces, okay, and we're going to connect these. So the little loops that you create, use your pliers, twist to open. You're going to thread on one of your chain pieces. Then you're going to twist to close. This one's going to be our bottom one here. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side of this one. So we're going to twist to open, thread on our next little chain, twist to close, and then we're going to attach one more and twist to close. Okay, so we have all of this ready. Now, very gently, without letting our seed beads sneak into our loop, we're going to twist to open one of these, thread on our chain, twist to close that back. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Twist to open. Close that back. Okay. All right. So this is what we have so far. I love it. Makes me very, very happy. I think it's really cool. The color combination has just, that's it for me, is the color combination. Absolutely adore it. Okay. Now this is going to transition into our leather cord. So you've got two pieces of leather cord in this nice deep brown, which I thought was a really nice complement to that Tanzanite purple that is so deep and dark. And you're going to use your little cord ends on the ends. Okay. You've got 4 cord ends. You can cut your leather to whatever size you want it to be. And then you're going to add your clasp on the back. I'm going to show you real quick how to attach the cord ends, just so you can see. It's always nice to have a little refresher here. But you're going to take this. Your cord end is a little large. Set your leather just on one side. See how I have that leather cord just sitting in the curve on the right side. And then I'm going to take my pliers and I am going to pinch the over, just folding it over that leather on that side. And if you feel like you need to use a little bit of glue here, you can, but I don't really think that it's necessary. Then you're going to fold over the other side of that, over the top of that. So use my pliers to fold that over the top. Nice and secure, and then give it a squeeze. And that is, I wish it was centered up a little bit more, but if I had been a little bit more precise, I could have gotten it a little bit more centered in there. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter as long as it's secure. Okay, so you're going to do that to both ends on both of your pieces of leather. And then you're going to attach those. Now you can, I can't remember if I used, don't think that I did. I didn't. You can use a jump ring here, but I'm not going to. I'm actually just going to use my loop. So I'm going to twist, and then I'm going to thread on cord end on that side. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here on the other one. So, whoops. Twist and thread on my cord end. Now, you remember, you can adjust this by chopping your leather up. That was a very aggressive way of saying cut the leather to the size that you want, the length that you want it, right? So you can make it nice and long if you want to, or you can cut your leather and make it shorter, put your cord ends, and on the back is just your jump rings and your clasp. Love, 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 love this one. This one is such a cool necklace. Really cool, very different, and the color combo is absolutely beautiful. All right, we have one more design, and then we are done, at least for a little while. Okay, we're done at least until later this afternoon when I am live with Art Beads. So let's put together our winter sky necklace. This one, we've actually done something very similar in the past. It's not this exact design, but it sold out and people asked if I were able to do another blue design with the cat eye and the cubes. So this is for all of you who missed out on the first time around when we did a blue design with the cat eye and the cubes. This is our new design. So, all right, this is what we've got. We've got gorgeous blue cat eye cylinder beads here. We have our gorgeous prestige cubes. We have gorgeous prestige bicones. And we have our silver metal beads to go with this. So I'm going to show you our pattern. Okay. This one is so pretty. I absolutely love this blue. It's one of my favorites. It's such a calming, beautiful blue. All right, so we're going to thread on our crimp and our wire guardian. Okay, up through the wire guardian, down through the wire guardian. Thank you, Gina. I think that these designs this week actually turned out really nice. I love all the colors. I feel like this time of year, color therapy to make you feel better when it is cold and gross and cloudy outside is just, I think your jewelry can really lift your spirits. All right, making sure those wires are not crisscrossing inside your crimp. You're going to place that into the back notch of your crimper tool, and you're going to give that a squeeze. Then you are going to turn it sideways, put it into the front notch of the crimper tool, give that a squeeze to make it more compact, and then you're going to trim off the excess. So, coming in with my cutter tool, trim that off. All right, now we are ready to put our pattern onto the wire. So we're going to pick up 2 bicones. Okay, then we're going to pick up a metal bead. Then we're going to pick up a cube. A metal bead and 2 bicones. And we're going to drop that down. Okay, then we're going to pick up a metal bead, a cylinder, and a metal bead. And we're going to drop that down. And that is our pattern. That is all there is to this. We're just going to repeat this. The results are stunning. So stick with me here. Okay, 2 bicones, a metal bead, a cube, a metal bead, 2 bicones. Drop that down. A metal bead, a cylinder, a metal bead, and then repeat with your bicones. So 2 bicones, metal bead, a cube, metal bead, oops, 2 bicones, and drop. Metal bead, cylinder. Look how beautiful. They all go together so nicely. The little pops of metal in between there is nice little breakup of the blue. Okay. We're getting there. All right, 2 bicones. Metal bead. Our cat eye cylinder. Metal bead. 2 bicones. We're getting closer to the end here, so we're almost there. This is one of my absolute favorite designs. I love the prestige crystals. I mean, I in my opinion, you can never have too many crystals. Like, they're my favorite beads. Obviously, I have a ton of them. I use them in kits all the time. I kind of prefer them over gemstones, but that's not even what does it for me for this design. It is these cat eye cylinders that are my favorite part of this. There's just something so cool about the way that they look. They really create just a beautiful wash of elongated color. And it has everything to do with that gorgeous shape and that chatoyancy, as Wanda explained, that really just creates something very kind of magical about this. When you put them, I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Yes, I do. What am I doing? What is happening right now? I'm talking and I think I've messed up the pattern and I haven't. Something kind of magical about those beads though. All right. Now we're going to crimp and then we're going to add some chain to this. Now, a lot of times when I do designs where I have the front of it is beaded and then we do chain, the beaded section is not nearly as long, but I wanted to use as many beads as possible in this one. So this is a nice long necklace. And when you add the chain, you obviously can make it shorter if you want to, but I wanted to be sure that we used a ton of these beads just because they're fabulous. So my crimp is going on, my wire guardian is going on, and down through the wire guardian, down through our crimp. All right, pulling all of that down. Make sure that your wires are not crisscrossing inside there. Everything's running parallel. Okay, bring in your crimper tool, place it into the back notch, give it a squeeze, turn it sideways, put it into the front notch and give it a squeeze. And then you're going to trim off the excess. All right. And then we're going to use some little jump rings here and we have our chain. So feel free to cut your chain to whatever size you want your necklace to be. Yes, Carol, I can do that for you. I absolutely 100%. If you want one of those next week, I'm going to make a note. So if you want a matching bracelet to go with this, I'll do that for next week's Feel Good Friday show. Because I definitely have some of these beads left over. Yes, yes, yes. I will make the blue bracelet to match this for next week. All right. And then, of course, same as always, on the back, you're just going to put your hardware, which is just 2 jump rings and a clasp. Yes, absolutely would love to make a bracelet to go with this because it is such a gorgeous design. It really is just quite beautiful. And it's one of those designs that like it's sparkly, but it's not over the top. So you can wear this every day without feeling like people are looking at you going, wow, she's overdressed. You know what I mean? Like this is a throw this on with your blue jeans because it's the right color. But then you can also dress it up if you wanted to. And I love designs that are like that are really, really versatile. They're easy to wear. I can put it on and I don't have to fuss with it. I don't have to think about it. That is what good jewelry is all about to me. Like I don't want it to be fussy unless I'm getting super dressed up, and then it can be as fussy as it wants to be. But a piece like this is, you know, every time you feel like you need to put it on, and it doesn't matter if it's a Sunday or a Monday or a Friday night. So all right. Ooh, Ruth says, and matching earrings. I love it. I love it. All right, I'm gonna turn you guys around. We're going to take a run through of all of the designs in today's Feel Good Friday show. And then I'm going to take a little break. I have a phone call with one of the bosses. And then I will be resetting and eating lunch for my Friday show, my Friday afternoon show over on artbeads.com at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So if you guys would like to come hang out. All right, here is our Love Day bracelet with those gorgeous prestige pink crystals and prestige pearls. And it has that really cool box clasp that looks like a melon bead. So pretty. And then we had our gorgeous jonquil. You can see now this direction, I'm pretty sure this shows up as the soft yellow and not green. At least I hope so. In those gorgeous soft yellows. Now, don't be afraid of yellow when it is soft like this. This is not an intimidating yellow. This is a beautiful, easy to wear yellow that looks good on everybody. Then we had our very happy rainbow friendship bracelet with the freshwater pearl in the middle with our adjustable section as well. This is just a fun, happy bracelet that I think would be a fun gift. One for you and one for your bestie. I love that idea. All right. Then we put together our Tanzanite and teal necklace, which I think is a lot of fun. Very different, right? I love unique pieces. So I thought this was a really cool one. Really cool with the purple and the teal combination. And then last but not least is our winter sky blue necklace. It's so pretty. And you can see lots of beads in this one. I didn't skimp out on the beads. I wanted to be sure that there was plenty here so that it goes very far around your neck instead of it just being right here in the front. Like these beads deserve to go all the way around. So so there you go, guys. All right. I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's show. I appreciate you guys for letting me be a part of your Friday afternoon as always. Those of you who are taking your lunch break right now, thanks for letting me hang out with you while you had lunch today. Don't forget to set your reminders for 4 p.m. Eastern this afternoon for artbeads.com's live over there. I am going to be over there making some beautiful Valentine's Day inspired designs with some reds, some pinks. We got a seed bead sale going on. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a fun time over there as always. If I don't see you later on Art Beads, that's okay though. I'll be right back with you guys here on Tuesday at 1 p.m. for our regular weekly live. Not sure what that project is going to be, but you guys are going nuts crazy. So maybe I will do another knot design for you guys. All right. All right, friends. If I don't see you later, have an amazing weekend. Thank you to everybody who has made purchases. Don't forget, you can join Patreon anytime you want to. Those links are here in the comment section. $10 a month is going to get you 3 extra projects exclusive to Patreon members only a month. So I would love to have you if you're looking for extra content. All right, friends. I love you. Have a great rest of your afternoon. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.